There are more types of protein powder on the market today than ever before. You can find anything from rice and hemp to insects or beef. Have you been wanting to increase your protein but just not sure how? Or do you want to make sure you're holding on to that muscle that you're building? Today, we'll talk about just how important this is and some of the top protein sources that you can use to get better results along your fitness journey. I'll also be answering some of the top questions I get as a fitness coach and personal trainer about protein. If you are trying to gain more muscle, you will greatly benefit from increasing your protein. Failing to get enough, however, means that your muscles won't recover or grow to the best of their ability. This can cause muscle loss, fatigue, brittle hair or nails, swelling, weakness, or mood changes. Getting enough protein is key overall, but paying attention to the types of protein sources you're intaking can really help optimize your muscle growth and performance. When we take a look at the science behind it, it's extremely clear why protein is so important. So, regardless if you want to become extremely jacked or you just want to feel good and live a healthy, balanced lifestyle, this leads us to our main question: which protein sources are best? But first, we must ask ourselves, what makes a protein source good in the first place? Protein quality is mainly determined by how quickly it is digested and absorbed into your body for use. Another key factor is leucine content. Leucine content is an essential amino acid shown in a number of studies to be the most potent amino acid at stimulating muscle protein synthesis, which drives muscle growth. We also have to talk about some of the differences in protein sources. A common question I get as a personal trainer is, are there any differences between protein sources? Plant-based, animal-based, combination, BCAAs, amino acids? The answer is yes, there are differences. One glaring difference between protein sources has a lot to do with amino acids. Some protein sources have more essential amino acids, which is what we want from our protein since our bodies can't produce this on our own. Muscle benefits greatly from a subset of these amino acids called branched chain amino acids. You may have seen these listed as BCAAs on various protein products. These stimulate muscle protein synthesis, which is a process that drives muscle growth. Even though BCAAs are an important amino acid, they work best when taken together with all of the other essential amino acids as well. Typically, we do find the best profile of amino acids, leucine content, and digestibility in animal protein. Dairy or milk protein is probably the most popular because it can be processed into supplements with outstanding amino acid profiles. One of the most common being whey protein. You may also see casein protein as an animal-based option. The all-time GOAT for animal-based protein is whey. However, you do not want to rely on whey as your only protein source, because if you did, you would be missing out on all of the other micronutrients and minerals that other sources of protein offer. These can play a huge role in your performance, your muscle growth, or hypertrophy overall. It's important to incorporate some of the following high quality whole food protein sources as well. Eggs with the yolks for micronutrients, and you can always add in extra egg whites for more protein and leucine. Lean meats such as chicken, lean ground turkey, lean beef are rich in iron, folic acid, selenium, vitamin A, B12, etc. Lean fish such as tuna, and oily fish like salmon, which are high in omega-3 content that actually plays a role in muscle recovery and growth. It is worth noting, slower digesting foods that are high in casein, such as Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and casein powders, can be utilized strategically for their slower digestive qualities. Fast digesting proteins such as whey powder rapidly spikes protein synthesis, which is really good for before and after workouts. It's the preferred choice during the day when there's shorter periods between meals. Slow digesting proteins, such as those that contain casein, they gradually increase protein synthesis over time. These are ideal for before bed or longer periods when you know you're not going to have protein for at least 6 hours. But before you send this to your vegan friend and invite them to a fancy steak dinner, let's answer this next question first. Does this difference in amino acids and protein quality really make a difference? Over the years, amino acid profile and protein quality have been the main argument for animal-based proteins being superior. However, at the end of the day, what really matters is the end result, which is gains. The two more important factors that we have to talk about are training and overall protein intake. Focusing on which type of protein to take instead of making sure you're consistently training every day and having a sufficient amount of protein each day is kind of like putting the cart in front of the horse. Don't get in your own way with overthinking and just start. You can always make any needed adjustments or changes along the way. Try different things throughout your journey to see what works best for you. For optimal protein intake, most studies show that as long as you're getting about 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day and also training effectively, the source of your protein, whether it being animal, plant, or combination, will lead to just about the same amount of gains. This may vary, of course, in certain circumstances. For example, elderly people may see better results from a milk-based protein rather than a plant-based protein. This information mostly applies to people who are trying to maximize their muscle growth. If you're just trying to maintain and get by, then your ultimate goal should be just to try to get as much protein as you can every day, however you can. But if you do want to maximize muscle growth and you keep falling short of that 1 gram rule, then you're much better off at trying to figure out how to reach that amount per day rather than worrying about which protein you should be choosing. But without further ado, here is the list of the best protein sources for muscle growth. Coming in at number 1 are milk proteins. Unless you are lactose intolerant, dairy proteins like whey are the way to go. Oh my God. These have a solid amino acid profile, are high quality, and they're available at almost any store. Number 2 is whole food protein sources like lean meats, eggs, chicken, fish, ground turkey, lean beef. All of these have solid profiles all around. Number 3, our one and only plant-based protein to make the list is soy. Compared to other plant-based proteins, soy is a complete protein. It contains every amino acid, with one minor exception, methionine, which is an essential amino acid that vegans and vegetarians must still add into their diet by eating lentil sprouts, quinoa, or hemp seeds. Other plant-based proteins may miss 2, 3, or even 4 essential amino acids. However, studies show that plant-based protein sources don't stimulate protein synthesis as animal protein sources do. Although plant-based protein sources are essential for vegans and vegetarians, I highly recommend everyone aim to incorporate them as well for both sustainability, additional fiber, micronutrients, and various phytochemicals that they provide. Do you need help calculating your macronutrients like your proteins, carbs, or fats? How about tracking your calories and knowing how much you should be eating? Download my free calorie and macros calculator in the link in the description below. I hope you guys found value in today's video. I'll see you next time.